I'm Joss from Joss and Bell, and Selling Sunset, the reunion, this is the first reunion they've ever done, drops on May 6th. Tan from Queer Eye is going to be hosting. I don't understand why. I think they need someone who is more abrupt and upfront with their line of questioning, who is not going to be afraid to ask hard questions. However, Christine and Amanda will not be there in person. Christine and Amanda both tested positive for COVID-19. Amanda, I believe I read, is going to be there virtually. And to be honest, I don't know how much we're going to get from the women if Christine isn't there, unless Chelsea, the new girl, stands up for Christine and brings her concerns. The majority of the women on that show have an issue with Christine, so if Christine isn't there, there's really not anything to address. With Christine, I kind of go back and forth with her. Do I like her? Do I want to support her? Do I want to root for her? And I go back to season 4 where there was a lot of unnecessary drama. A lot of the women, Christine, weren't owning up to their drama. And then again in season 5, there wasn't any accountability on Christine's part. Actually there was, I take that back. There was accountability on Christine's part when she spoke to Heather, when she spoke to Mary.
I have changed my behavior. I have.
So at the tea party with Chelsea, she took ownership responsibility.
I know I've fucked up. Like, I own up to that. I do. And it's always coming from a place of feeling hurt, and I've reacted, and I'm so sorry to each and every one of you.
However, I do agree with Chelsea when they were at Christine and Chelsea's Brokers Open, and Amanda brought up that article, and then everyone piled on their issues to Christine. It is a lot. Like, it's a lot for one person to have an issue currently, and then everyone else to bring on their past issues. Why does Christine even want to fight back if they're always just going to bring up old stuff? And then the big closing issue with Christine at the end of season 5 was her paying a client $5,000 to not go with Emma and to go with Christine, or just to not go with Emma at all. I don't know if I believe, just in the realm of reality TV, what producers are capable of. One, I agree with Amanda, that seems a little low for Christine. $5,000 is like a drop in the bucket to these ladies. I don't think Christine would stoop that low. I would have liked to see be addressed on the reunion. And now to Chriselle. Her main storyline this season was with her and Jason. They started a relationship, and then they were trying to have babies, which this is a very sensitive topic, but Chriselle knows that she wants children. She knows that she has a specified time limit to have those children. So why would you get in a relationship with someone who, one, you weren't even pursuing, and then two, he didn't know that he wanted kids, and he wasn't 100% in on the fact to have kids right there in that moment. Also, I don't really understand why she still hates Christine. I know it dates back to her Christine saying stuff to the media and spreading false rumors, and then again in this season her saying that the only reason Chriselle is doing well is because she's the boss. I understand not everyone always has to get along all of the time, so maybe they're just two people who will never get along, and that's fine. But to be petty when Christine said she was bringing in Chelsea to join the agency, Chriselle was like, is she even going to sell houses? If they move forward like season 6, season 7, and Jason does have a girlfriend, do you think Chriselle's going to be as chill as Mary is? So the most two stable characters on this show, I think, or 3, Mary, Maya, and Heather. Mary this season got a promotion, great for her. I'm happy to see her and Romaine flourish their businesses, flourish their skill sets. Like Romaine, he was like a pastry chef, then he was a model, and now he's like a project manager under construction. So it's really cool to see how Romaine is finding himself within this world. Then Heather, she's really found her voice, and she isn't afraid to stand up for herself, although I do think she went a little hard in on Christine when Christine was late. And then Maya, sweet Maya, she says stuff that I think Christine mentioned this one time, but like she says stuff that if anybody else said it, they wouldn't get away with it. Davina. Whew, where to even start with this woman? She's the person, and this is the only way I know how to describe it, who is the most normal in a sense that it's awkward to watch her on screen because all the other ladies are like a character, or they know how to speak and move and act in front of a camera where it's not awkward. But Davina is like the rest of us who aren't reality TV stars. Also, she's kind of abrasive with her clients when she was sitting down with Mary, with that woman who was trying to sell her house. It was just a whole awkward situation. I don't know how much Vanessa is going to contribute on the reunion unless they go back to season 4, because she did have a prominent presence in season 4 when she was Christine's new friend, but in season 5 she didn't really sell a lot and she didn't really have a big presence. And then Emma, I don't know how I feel about her with the Ben Affleck thing, with the Olympic swimming thing. It's just, And then Amanda. I love Amanda. She says what's on her mind. She's not afraid to back down. And she certainly would have put Christine in the pressure cooker if she was on the reunion. In season 4 and 3, I think they showed a lot of her personal life. And it was just beautiful to watch, like the actual realness and the hardships that these women are going through. The real life situations, I feel like, bring this show back down to earth. And I would like to see a little bit more of those. Okay, and now for Chelsea, who is the newest addition to the Oppenheim group after she brought in a big client. I don't know if I understand her blind loyalty to Christine, although she's new, so I think she's trying to have an open mind. She did have conversations with all of them about how it looked when everyone's piling in on Christine, which I appreciate. I'm excited to see her play out and how she'll mesh with these other women. Just some overall thoughts. One, I rewatched season 1. Everything makes sense. At the very beginning of season 1, episode 1, all the women are in the office, sans Chriselle, and Jason and Brett said they're bringing in a new woman, and everyone's like, uh-oh, they better watch out for Christine. Christine, be nice.
We are bringing another girl on to the brokerage. Chriselle. You like it. Even Christine might like her.
And that's so telling now because everyone then knew that Christine was prickly. Also, Chriselle said she wants to be a people pleaser because she was a poor kid, like growing up. Like she grew up in poverty, and so she wants people to like her because she was always the outsider, so now she's the insider.
So that's why I think I have this like heavy need to like please people and fit in.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
And that's just interesting because she and Christine have a conversation about Davina in the first season. If everyone would have listened to Christine at the beginning, or Chriselle would have listened to Christine, she would understand why it's playing out the way it is. Christine does not hold back, and she told her that at the very beginning when they first met. Also, in the first season, their outfits were completely different. Very professional, like black, muted tones, and now I feel like their outfits are characters themselves. 2 quick things that I have before we wrap this up. 1, why does everyone have Google alerts on their phones for their name or their friends' names on whatever Christine is saying to the media? Just mind your own business. And then 2, does their business hurt because they're on a reality TV show and there's kind of like drama on there, or no one cares because it's Hollywood? I want Jason and Brett to do those meetings again where they say how much they've brought in, who's selling what, who's the top saleswoman. Final thoughts. I'm excited about the reunion because it's new, it's a breath of fresh air. I'm sad and mad and frustrated that Christine is not going to be there, but if she's walking into a lion's den, why would she want to be there? See you next Tuesday. Also, you should watch Selling Tampa because that show is really good.